Welcome to the High Vibe Moms Club, the podcast for ambitious women ready to ditch burnout, diet culture, and mom guilt so they can feel hot, healthy, and radiant from the inside out. I'm your host, Shannon, and this isn't just another wellness podcast. It's a movement. If you're ready to raise your vibe, reset your health, and step into your most confident self, you're in the right place. Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome back to another episode of High Vibe Moms Club. Today, I want to talk about something where it's so easy to put it on the back burner. Have you ever noticed how most people only start caring about their health after something goes wrong? Maybe it was a scary diagnosis, a fainting spell, or just waking up one day and realizing I don't really feel like myself anymore. And most of us, we don't think about being proactive. We wait until we have to react. We might have a family history of some sort of disease, so we might be aware, but that doesn't always stop us from getting the fast food all the time or eating a bunch of sweets or over sugared lattes and stuff. And I totally get it. I was guilty of the same thing. And it wasn't until I fainted at work that I really started to look at my health because I was doing all the things. I grew up in a family where we didn't always eat the healthiest, but we made fitness a daily thing. So I was working out every day and I was eating what I thought were the right foods based on what I learned in college. And I just pushed through the exhaustion because to me, that is what discipline looked like. But I don't know if you've heard of the book, The Body Keeps the Score. Your body is so smart. And when all of this was happening, the pushing myself, working out, eating the quote unquote right foods, I woke up with my head on my desk at work. Like, what just happened? And after getting countless tests, I was diagnosed with GERD, Barrett's esophagus, and a hiatal hernia. And that's when I finally realized, hey, something's got to change here. Here I thought I was doing all the right things to be healthy, and I wasn't. I was just surviving in a body that was begging for me to slow down and listen. And I used to think I was healthy because I was doing all the right things. I followed all of the rules, but my body was silently begging for help. And most people never even think about their health until they lose it. And then that becomes their priority. Because we normalize in our society, unfortunately, we have started to normalize things like chronic constipation or diarrhea. Like, I know so many people, friends, family, where they're like, oh, yeah, I haven't pooped in a couple days. And that's not okay. You should be having a regular bowel movement once a day, at least once or twice a day, every single day. Maybe other symptoms like bloating after every meal, acid reflux that keeps you up at night, and maybe you think, I'll just pop some Tums before bed. I'll be fine. Maybe needing caffeine to survive the day because we have normalized that, this is just, part of being a mom. And maybe even having 20 or 30 extra pounds and just justifying it with something like, oh, my partner and I, we're just fat and happy. But none of these are okay. Those small signals, such as bloating, brain fog, reflux, chronic constipation, or those extra 20 to 30 pounds, are your body's early warning signs that your body is out of balance. Unfortunately, we've been conditioned to think that as long as we're functioning, we're fine. But functioning, it isn't thriving. And waiting for a diagnosis to wake up is the hardest way to learn that lesson. So your body, it might just be whispering to you. It might be whispering before it screams. So please, please, please be proactive and don't wait until it has to yell. Okay, so when we ignore the signs, the problem doesn't go away. It just compounds. So you want to be pretty aware of what is happening throughout the day, because things like stress, processed food, poor sleep, and constant busyness to push your body is just a survival mode. And I realize that I do this as well. I get stuck in this like fight or flight, and I'm working on relaxation technique. So that's why I wanted to bring up this episode today, because it really hit home when I wanted to just sit and relax, maybe watch a little bit of TV while I was working from home on my lunch break. And instead, I immediately was like, nope, got to get up, got to do something, because we are so attuned to like busy, 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 because our nervous system is stuck in that fight or flight mode. And in this state, your digestion slows, inflammation increases, and your metabolism slows way down. So, yes, those 20, 30 pounds might seem pretty minor now, but it's not just about the weight. It's what it means. So, I want to talk a little bit about how stress, sleep, and gut health are all connected. When we think of poor health, most people imagine a sudden diagnosis or some sort of scary doctor visit that now they have high blood pressure or something like that, and they wait for that sudden moment. But disease rarely happens overnight. It's the cumulative effect of small daily choices and ignored signals from your body. When you're constantly stressed and your body is living in fight or flight mode, your brain is telling your body, we're not safe. Hormones like cortisol stay elevated, keeping your body in a chronic state of tension and inflammation. And now, if we add to that poor sleep because of your sleep routine, sleep habits, when you're not getting enough rest, your body misses its repair window. So then your liver doesn't detox efficiently, your brain doesn't clear metabolic waste, and your hunger and fullness hormones, leptin and ghrelin, become dysregulated. So then you see yourself starting to crave sugar, caffeine, and quick energy just to function, which adds a whole nother layer of stress to the gut. You know that I love to talk about gut health. It's my jam, because gut health is the foundation of your health. When it's inflamed or out of balance, it doesn't just cause bloating or reflux. It affects your mood, your focus, and your metabolism. So over time, all this builds up very quietly. So you might have mild acid reflux, which then turns into GERD. The occasional bloat becomes daily discomfort. And that I'm just a little tired becomes a constant state of fatigue and brain fog. And all of that, it sucks. You don't want to feel that way. And before you know it, your body is just waving these red flags and you're forced to pay attention. You don't want to wake up one day with a disease as a result of thousands of small ignored messages from your body. I ignored those messages for years. My body was trying to get my attention through exhaustion, reflux, and diarrhea, and I pushed harder. Just one more energy drink. Literally, that was my life. I was so tired. I was just like, okay, I'll just have another energy drink. We'll power through. Instead of taking that time to slow down. It took fainting at work, a diagnosis of Barrett's esophagus, and a hiatal hernia for me to finally listen to those whispers that my body was trying to tell me for years. So I don't want you to wait for that moment. And do you really want to live the rest of your life feeling bloated, foggy, and just meh? All right. What can you do to be proactive? It doesn't mean that you have to cut everything out overnight or spend hours in the gym or anything like that in order to essentially flip the switch in the right direction. It means choosing to make small, sustainable shifts before your body forces you. Like, I have a friend who is diagnosed with cancer, and he has now cut out all the alcohol, all the sugar, everything because he didn't take the little signals and whispers. He just ignored them and kept pressing on. So, yes, this episode isn't for diagnosing anything. Always talk to your healthcare provider. I'm just sharing experiences and stories from myself and family and friends. But yeah, being proactive is key to staying healthy long term. Please, please, please don't wait for a big event to make a shift. So start by prioritizing your gut health. That's the number one thing. Your gut is your second brain. When it's healthy, everything else improves. Your energy, your focus, your mood, and your metabolism. So how can we improve this? Is by regulating stress, have slow mornings, maybe stretching or lifting weights, not scrolling social media. You want to fuel your body, not focusing on restricting. We want to add nutrient-dense, colorful foods that nourish your body instead of focusing on what to eliminate. And we want to listen to those signals. If you're bloated, tired, or moody after certain meals or habits, that's data. It's much, much, much more important to track how you feel after a meal than to track how many calories were consumed. And you can't heal what you ignore. You can only heal what you acknowledge. And I might sound like a broken record, but awareness is key and the first step to making change. So maybe you haven't fainted at work like me or had some scary diagnosis, but maybe you're tired of feeling stuck in a body that doesn't feel good and feels like you're always trying to maybe self-diagnose what is wrong. Maybe you're always Googling or chat GPT because you're not quite feeling yourself. Maybe you've been ignoring the whispers of the bloating, fatigue, irritability, sugar cravings because you're too busy taking care of everyone else. Been there. This is your wake-up call right here, right now, today. You don't have to wait for a health scare to change your life. You just have to decide that today is the day that you're going to start listening to your body. And if you're really ready to start healing from the inside out and finally feel good again, I'd love to help you. My one-on-one coaching program is designed to help you reset your gut, balance your hormones, and rebuild your energy without restriction or overwhelm. Send me a DM, the word coach, on Instagram at Shannon Gets Fit with a Z, and let's start your journey towards a life full of energy and health. I hope that this episode maybe was that sign that you needed, or maybe just a little reminder to keep your body, your mind, your sleep, whatever thing that you know maybe needs some tweaking and improving. I hope today you have a great takeaway to start implementing a little change. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.